this is Canva, and obviously the website is canva.com. I use Canva for everything in my business. I've created little business cards, I've created various logos, you can do YouTube thumbnails. It really is endless with what you can do with the platform. There is a free version of the platform. Some of the items that I may be showing you might require the pro account. The pro account is $120 for the entire year, and that is actually the best money that you can spend for this program. I don't want you to be intimidated because there are so many templates that are already created for you. You don't have to have any design experience. You really don't have to have a whole lot of software experience. Even for someone like me that is pretty techy, I was always turned off by Photoshop and all of these different programs that marketing people would use in order to create picture flyers, postcards, anything like that. So now this online design tool, it really is sky's the limit with what you can do and how you can incorporate it into your business. When you first log into the program and create your account, this is basically what you see in the front. And it's basically your dashboard. So the for you is that it kind of gives me some suggestions of things I might want to try making, or it kind of knows already several of the things that I designed. So you can see on here, there's a lot of flyers, Facebook posts, Instagram, because a lot of times I'll design things geared towards my social media. One of the nice things you can do, so as you'll see throughout the program here, you'll see there's kind of a little crown. Hopefully everyone can see it okay, but there's a little crown over here. What that crown means is that you need to have the pro account in order to utilize that particular feature of Canva. Over here on the brand side, I love the brand side, and here's why. You can create your own brand. So whatever company you're with, you can upload your logos. Most companies will have some sort of a brand kit or a marketing kit, and they give you what's called hex codes. Hex codes are those little numbers where there's a hashtag or a number sign and then a bunch of numbers behind it. You can then go into this color, and this is where you would type in your hex code. Then what will happen is all of your colors will come up. The same goes for fonts. So my particular brokerage has its own set of fonts, and I was able to upload the fonts into the brand kit, and it's there. What makes it nice is as we start to get into creating things right now, and as you see it, it just makes it very simple for you to change your colors based on your company, and also have your logos just right there and ready to go. I am going to, I'll check the chat every once in a while, but we will go ahead and let's just get started with making something. So we have, with the holidays coming up, I figured Halloween is my most favorite holiday. So I'm going to show you how we can make a Halloween post and how you can kind of just take it to a few different levels. So I'm actually going to type in this search box, Halloween Instagram post. Now I always do an Instagram post because here's why. If I upload it to Facebook, and if you have your Facebook account connected to your Instagram account, it doesn't work from desktop, but it does work from your phone. So if there is a CANVA app, so you could technically design a bunch of different templates that you want. And then I go into the CANVA app on my phone and I upload it, or the CANVA app downloads it to your photos. And then I upload it into Facebook. And then Facebook, it gives you an option. It's like a little toggle button that asks if you want to share it on Instagram as well. So the reason I make it an Instagram post is because on Facebook, it really doesn't matter what size it is. People are able to, they're able to see it. Where it's a little bit different is if you made a Facebook post and you tried to do it through Facebook to post to Instagram, it's not going to do it because the sizing isn't correct. So anytime I'm doing social media stuff, I always just do it as an Instagram post, because then it basically is uniform between Instagram, Facebook, and also LinkedIn. As you can see here, it has 2,214 templates that are already done for you. They're made up. You can find one that's cute, find one you like, and you can go ahead and personalize it however you want. I think this one is adorable, so we're going to click on this one here. And this is one that's already done, right? So you could actually put your website in here if you want. I'm actually going to just kind of play around with this one, and we're going to move some things around. So I'll just kind of move this up here, and I can move the trick or treat up here, and I'm just going to kind of move the bat up here. Now, obviously, if you wanted to, you could post this exactly as it is, but let's just say we want to personalize it. What we're going to do is I want to add my picture, and I'm going to add my company information. So the first thing we do here is you have all of your tabs on the left-hand side, okay? Elements is basically what you're going to work in, and you have all of the different elements. You have your charts, your frames, your grids, and you can search whatever kind of an element you want. And in a minute, I'm going to show you how that works, because we're going to actually make something from scratch. Your uploads is where you are going to upload all of your media. So this is where you would upload any of your files. You have images, and you can also upload videos, because as you can see here, I have a couple of videos. You can make custom TikTok. You can make a custom TikTok that you can then upload to TikTok, and I'll show everyone an example of that as well. And then text is where you can add your text boxes, as well as they have like some fun text that is already designed. And then of course you just change the design of the text however you want. So what we're going to do here is I want to personalize this, like I said. So I want to add my picture, and that's where I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a frame. So I'm going to kind of do this fun little frame here, and you can hold down. When you hold down, the little crossbar comes up, and I can move the frame wherever I want. You've got your 4 dots here. This is how you resize something. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, and I'm going to bring it down here to the bottom. Now, I also want you to note, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for everyone, and hopefully everyone can see. But down here at the bottom, you'll see the percentage. So this design right now is only at 57%. So while my circle looks a little small to me, it's really not going to be that small once it's posted on the platform. So I'm going to bring this, I'll go ahead and bring this up to a little over 100%. So then now I can see that that's a pretty good size. Now there's a few different ways that you can upload your media. If I don't already have my media uploaded here, you can open your folder. I don't think it's going to show when I open my folder here, but you can open a folder that has your picture, and you can drag the picture into the actual design. And you could see here to the left that once again, it uploaded it into my uploads. Then what I'm going to do is you can just hold on to the picture, and I'm going to drag it over this frame. It's a little big. When I drag it over the frame, you can see that it inserts it into the frame. Now my head's a little cut off, so I'm going to double click it, and I can drag it down, and I can make my head fit in the frame. Now, one thing I always learned from my mom when it came to marketing is that she hated when our pictures faced away from writing. And for some reason, I really like my picture on the left-hand side. So Canva has an option where you can flip things. So I'm going up here to flip, and I'm going to flip it horizontal. And now it moves my picture and it flips it the other direction. So then now I'm going to be facing all of the writing that I place. This is where we talked a little bit about the branding side. So as I'm scrolling down on the left-hand side, I can go straight to logos, and there's my company logos. And I can go ahead and resize it, and I can make it whatever size I need. And it actually, there we go. Now you see this little box here that pops up, which is actually great. I love this. Is a new feature that Canva did. This is duplicate. So you have the little page with a plus, which means duplicate. If I want to delete it, I can delete it. And then with the 3 lines, there's a few more things that you can do. So you can animate it, copy and paste it. You can do more from that. But basically what I love is I love the duplicate button, and I'll show you a few things with that as well. So I'm just going to put my logo. You can resize it again, resize it however you want. I'm going to put my logo over here, and then let's add some text. So again, on the left-hand side, you can add text, or using your keyboard, you can just simply hit the T button, and it's going to place text in there. What I like about hitting the T button for the text to be placed is that if you notice, it's matching the text that is within the actual graphic. If I was to go over here on the left, and if I was to just click heading, subheading, it's going to just do, I'll show you here, it takes it to my brand font. So you really have, you can do it however you want, but what I like about hitting the text button is that it's giving me a text to kind of match the branding that's already within the template here. If I was to do where this has my company, you can hit the drop down box, and as you can see, Canva has probably thousands of different fonts that you can look up. You can also, if you know that you like a particular style, so like if you want something that's more calligraphy, when you click in the search box, you can see you could do a handwriting type font, something more corporate, any kind of headings. A typical paragraph is going to be like your Arial and your sans serif, things like that. I can also just search Halloween, and it's going to bring up several fonts that Canva thinks kind of fit the Halloween vibe, we'll say. Okay, so I'm going to delete that, and then I'm just going to drag this across, and now I can highlight this entire font here, and here you have a plus and minus button where you can sit there and kind of resize everything that you're doing. And then I'm just going to put a phone number, and then I'm going to put my license number. All right. Now, with this, I want to also show you, you can, so if you drag over the lines, that's when you'll get the crossbars to be able to move things around. So as I'm moving this, hopefully you can see, but now you should be able to see a purple line that goes down the middle of my picture, and it's also going across the font. So what that's letting me know is that's letting me know that my text is centered with my picture in terms of placement. You can then continue moving it. Now there's a line going down the middle of the post, and there's a line going across my picture and the text. What that's letting me know is that all of this is now centered with the complete template. So anyone that might be a little OCD, or you want to know that everything is properly centered, then that's how you know, and that's what those purple lines are that come up. If it happens to be, so as you kind of saw, I wanted that to happen anyways, where now you can see that this trick or treat is outlined, and really I'm wanting to work with this box. a little tip or trick is that you can right click that particular text box, and I'm just going to send it backward. Now, when I do that, that now has brought my text box here that I'm trying to work with. It's brought it to the front. So I can now move it around, and this trick or treat over here isn't going to get in my way because it's to the back. I can still click on it, but it's kind of been set to the back so that I can work with whichever box I'm trying to work with in terms of moving it around or manipulating it in any way. So there we go. I've now personalized this post. Really has not taken very long to do that. And when you're complete, in the upper right-hand corner, you have the share button. And there's a number of things that you can do with that. Basically, you just want to download. Now, as you can see, you could actually send this out to social media through the Canva platform. I'm just going to go ahead and download it. And it automatically, for file type, it automatically gives you the best suggestion. And you do want a PNG for Facebook and Instagram. You can see here, it's already sized for Instagram. And then we're going to just go ahead and download it. And it ends up downloading to your downloads folder on your computer. So now we have that one. That's all done. Then I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to name it however I want. Now, speaking of social media, I'm going to come back over here to my main dashboard and come to my home page. Once again, this is a Canva Pro account. You have to have a Pro account for this, but there's basically here a content planner. And, you know, you could sit down with your team, or you could sit down yourself, and you can actually plan out your content and what you're going to do in terms of content. Let's just say, here for August 31st, I want to do the Halloween one. I'm going to hit the plus sign and I can pick that post. And then over here, I can select a channel. I can write something. So I can, wishing everyone a safe Halloween. I can put whatever verbiage I want and schedule it. And it's going to be sent out through the Canva platform. So as you can see, for my business page on Facebook, I did have the content planner. I linked everything. I just like to personally post everything on my own. So that's what I do. I am going to go through the chat here. In terms of getting hex codes, I would just check with your broker or your manager. Usually, like I know for my brokerage, I know for Remax, usually on your agent website, on your agent like portals and things, you would have something that's called branding or a marketing book, and it gives you, it'll usually tell you basically the size of signs they want you to use, and somewhere within it, it will give you those hex codes for the coloring so that you can give those over to printers. Most franchise brokerages are pretty big on that. So that's what you'll want to look for. And so I would just ask your broker or your manager for that. The crown, might be able to make this a little bit bigger. There's a little crown here that you'll see. It's a little tiny one. And then within the templates, so when you come back to different templates that you want to use, there would also be a crown. Let me take this back home and let's search the Halloween again. Most of these, you can see how many are free, and but what you would end up, okay, so here's down here at the bottom. See, when I hover over it, you can see this little gold crown. So that's letting you know that these particular templates you have to have a pro account for. So it's in the lower right-hand corner is how you would know if something required a pro account versus free. How do we make our own logo that transfers well to all flyers, websites, etc.? It always has a background paper behind it. Okay, so when you make a logo, so let me just go to this really quick, okay? When you make a logo and you do your own logo, which I'm just gonna pick this for, you know, for sake of time, right? So I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna make this a logo. Then as you can see here, it would download as with the white background, okay? So in that case, what you want to do is when you go to share and you're gonna go to download, you want the PNG, but you want a transparent background. When you do the transparent background and it downloads, then it ends up being clear. So I'm going to take this away. I'm going to delete all of this and let me go to my downloads and I'm going to drag it in for you. And just to show you, so there's the logo I just made and then with the background. So then see, you don't have the white. So the square itself was basically the size of the logo. So then you just have to, then you can just manipulate it to whatever size you need. And then that way it will, it should then carry over to all of your different items. All right. Okay. So hopefully that helps. Okay, now a couple of other things I want to show that I didn't get to. So let's go back to our little design here with the witch. So another thing that you can do, because sometimes people find it fun to have animation, right? So we all know that video is good. You know, people kind of pay attention when something like that is happening. So as you can see here, you have an animate button. And we can now take this from just a static post to animating it. So when you click animate, you have all kinds of different combinations that CANVA has provided. When you hover over it, it then shows you what it would look like by doing the animation. So I'm going to click basic. And then that seems a little quick. So I'm actually going to turn the timing up and I'm going to make it like about 10 seconds. Then when you hover over it, you can see how everything comes through. Now, when I go to share it and I go to download it, once again, CANVA knows, okay, this is now a video. So it's going to download it as an MP4 video that you can then go ahead and you can upload to your social media. All right, now let's go ahead and let's take something from scratch. So once again, I'm gonna do an Instagram post, square, and this time I'm gonna create a blank post. Now I wanna show you, you do not necessarily have to be, you really don't have to be creative and you don't have to be intimidated by the platform, because here's what I do sometimes. I go to Google, and as you can see here, I Googled Halloween real estate marketing. If you move over one more to the right, it has images. So now what you can do is sometimes I will just use this as inspiration and I'll like one thing from, you know, maybe I'll like verbiage from one post that I see and then I'll like pictures from another one. And so I'll try to just kind of combine them all together. But I want to show you how easy it is to basically recreate something. So I found kind of a cool marketing piece. So I really like this. I really liked the way that this was, right? So don't be spooked by the real estate market. I'm here to help. So that's what we're going to go ahead and create. So now as you can see, he basically just has an orange background. So I'm going to come here to the background, and you can search all of these different backgrounds. Some of them are good. I think this is the only place where Canva kind of lacks, is that I don't feel like they have a ton of backgrounds. So actually I'm going to go up here to elements, and I really like sort of the gradient. I sort of like backgrounds that have like a gradient look to them. So I'm actually going to, in the search, I'm going to type orange gradient. So then now you can see where you have all different kinds of backgrounds that have orange and have a gradient effect to them, as well as videos. So if you were going to design something that had videos or elements to it, you can even click these. I like this one here, so I'm just going to resize it, and I'm just going to have it fit the entire picture here. Okay, so then going back to it, he's got spider webs and he's got some spiders hanging down. So now I'm going to click spider web, and we're going to search different spider web. I'm going to just, I'm going to find a spider web I like. This one's kind of cool, and it looks like it will frame everything nicely. Actually, I want to show you. I'm going to use one of these white ones. So let's just go ahead and use this one here. It actually was white, and it automatically changed it to black to make it stand out. But you could actually make it whatever color you want. So it's Halloween, you can make it purple, you can make it blue, you can make it whatever color you want. We're going to go ahead and go with black. And it also made it black because that's just sort of my brand colors. So it automatically knows your brand colors as well, right? So we're going to kind of just manipulate this a little bit. Right here, there's 2 arrows, so you can rotate. So I'm going to rotate it a little bit, and I'm just going to have it, even though it comes off, I'm going to have it come off into that corner. Now this is where I'm going to use the duplicate button, right? Because I want it in 4 corners. So I'm going to duplicate it 3 more times. Now, this, I have to be able to rotate. This is where I could flip it, and I can flip it vertically. And then now I can rotate it a little bit more, and it's going to fit into my corner over here. Then I'm going to take this one, and I can flip this one as well. So I'm going to flip it vertically, and I can rotate it. So anytime you need to get it to where it, needs to go a different direction, I can flip it horizontally, and then I'll rotate it a little bit, and we're going to put it in this corner. Now I'm going to go back to my elements, and now I want to find a spider. So now I've got my little spider that is going to come hanging down. So we're going to make the spider hang down. I'll make it a little bit bigger. And you can let things come off of the, you can have things come off the template, and it's fine. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to go back to my elements. To refresh, to get to your main page of elements, you just have to click the elements button again. And I'm going to come down to my frames, and I'm going to select all. So then now for my frame, this time I'm going to want this frame here. It has a little bit of an outline. I'm going to come over here to uploads, and I'm going to bring my picture, and I'm going to drag it in. Again, I can flip my picture if I want and flip it around. Now I want the spider, and I want the spider web to show over my photo. So I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to send it backwards. So then now my spider is kind of hanging over my picture. Now I can have the spider web come to the front too. I can bring it forward, or I kind of liked it behind it, so I can send it to the back. And then again, this is where you are going to want to add your text. So I came over here to a subheading. I usually use subheading because it keeps it at a relatively small font. So as you can see, it keeps it at about 18, which works for social media posts. But now I'm going to go over here, and again, I'm going to search Halloween. And let's just use this Jeepers because it looks fun. So then I'm going to say, don't be spooked by this real estate market. What else did he say? I'm here to help. So that's what we're going to say. I'm here to help. Now, he also had several different, now, of course, I want to make it bigger because, you know, I want everything to be uniform. So we'll do it this way. Now, he also used a few different fonts, right? So even though we have all of this as Jeepers, I'm here to help, maybe we want that as a different one. So then you can just highlight it and you can choose whichever font you want to just kind of make it fun and make it stand out. Then, of course, I can go to the uploads. I could, if you are only going to work off of the free account at first and you're not going to do the pro account, you can still upload your logos. So I would just have to scroll down and find where my logos are. But like, for instance, I have my, here's one. I have a lot, you could tell I've used this a lot. So then here, you know, I can put my company logo. And then of course, as usual, I'll add like another text box, because since I'm putting my logo, you should always at least have your DRE number. Obviously people know who I am, so I don't always, you know, I'm not going to put my name again, but you should have your DRE number. And then I might also put my phone number, just because you would always want your phone number right there ready to go for someone to call you. But as you can see, I took something that I copied from something, I made it similar, and I made all of that from scratch. So Canva allows you to do that, and it just has so many elements, and it makes it really super easy to create whatever you want. Let me go back to the chat. Yes, you can make postcards and mailers. Yes, the templates can be saved on your computer. You can use them for flyers. You can send them to a printer. And I'm going to show you right now a couple different, I'm going to show you a couple different things, and let me go through all of it, okay? For one, I don't think you can do Giphies. I don't think you can do that on Canva. I have not seen, there's a lot of people I follow on TikTok that are marketers, and I have not seen yet where you can make like your own GIF image on Canva. I'm sure that's something that's coming. Now, for those of you, so I'm going to show you, let me show you something fun, because there's one other item I want to show you, and I want to make sure that, that I show you this. Okay. I created this open house flyer. So if you do open houses, then you're going to want to pay attention to this. I went ahead, and this flyer was a template. So all I did was I added my logo, I added my listing photos, and I just changed around my verbiage. So I said, thank you so much for attending my open house. Then this here, it says, not quite the house you were looking for. Scan this QR code below for more options similar to this home. If you see something you would like, I would love the opportunity to set an appointment to show it to you. So let me show you what I did here. I went into the MLS and I searched for properties. These properties are all within the Circle J Ranch area. So you click on the email and it takes you to the portal of listings. Okay, so now you can see all of these listings and it has them out here on the map. You want to come to the top here and you want to highlight the entire text that is in the box up there, and you're going to hit Control X. However you know how to cut or copy, you want to copy that link. Now I'm going to come back to my, oh, I need this to move. Okay, now I'm going to come back to my open house flyer here, okay? and you'll see that there's an option for a QR code. What it's telling you to do is to enter the URL. So that was the URL that was up in that box, and I hit Control X for cut. Now I'm going to hit Control V, which is paste. And I'm going to ask it to generate a QR code, and here's my QR code. So now I'm going to resize the QR code, and I'm going to place it right below here. Within CANVA, so just so you know, because here's the same QR code that I had, here's the same QR code that I had designed. Let me get this out. This is the same QR code that I had designed as well. This right here is a CANVA. This is within CANVA as well, but you have to create an account. It's still, it's free, but within CANVA, it has this me-QR code generator. So I did have to create the QR code through this website, which was me-qr.com. And then you can kind of make cute QR codes like this one that has Scan Me. It has a bunch of different little, it has a bunch of different options for Scan Me, or you can just right now stick with the basic, which is this little QR code. And then to be honest with you, you could add a little text box, and I'm going to move it here, and I'm going to put Scan Me. And then let's go to Elements, and let's find the little arrow. And I'm going to go up here because you can see that it's white. I'm going to go here and I'll make it black. And I'm going to put Scan Me here. And then I'm going to take the arrow. And here's my little rotate button. So I'm going to kind of rotate it and make it smaller. And I'm going to throw it right here. Okay, so then you can print this off in color, put it in a frame. So then when you're at the open house and you're talking to people and it's not quite the house they want, but you have, whether you do houses within the same price range, whether you do like I did, that was Circle J Ranch. So I did all of the houses within the community because maybe they're in a higher price range. You never know. So you can determine what you want to do, but then the buyers would scan that QR code and it gives them the information. Now, to take it a step further, if you have a website or if you have any kind of a CRM where you can do a landing page, you could have that QR code go to the landing page where someone would have to input maybe their email address, you know, their name and their email address so that you could capture leads. But that, again, kind of takes it to a sophisticated level. If you're going to send this to a printer, so let's say you designed your own flyer and you want to send it to a printer. This is a great thing that that CANVA did as well. So once again, I'm going to go to download, and CANVA suggests it as a PNG. If you're going to send it to like Staples, or if you're going to send it off for someone to print, you want to do the PDF print because that is going to give the best quality. You can do the crop marks and bleed for a printer and it will automatically add it. And then here's the fun part. Okay, so if you're going to send it off to a printer, or if you are going to print it yourself at home, you want to pay attention to this color profile. So it automatically has the RGB and it tells you that that's for digital use. So to put this onto a website, to put it onto social media, into an email, it's going to have the best color based on RGB. If you're going to send it to a printer or you're going to print it at home, you want to click the CMYK. So we all know if you have a color printer at home, you have the cayenne, magenta, black, yellow. And so that is, by changing it to that color profile, that's how you're going to get the best color printing you're going to get the best color print because it's going to match your printer settings and it's going to match the color profile of it. Then you would hit download and it's going to end up downloading to your downloads folder. And from there, you can share it with your printer. Okay, I see some more questions, so I'm gonna Okay, now you can see, oh, I don't know if that popped up. Okay. Okay. Yes, I will go over animation. So give me just a moment. Okay, so okay, now what I wanted to show you was, I also wanted to show you, you can buy templates off of Etsy. So a lot of times I will go to Etsy and I will go to Etsy and I will buy templates. And I had decided for my social media advertising, I didn't want to send people to a website. I just feel like there's not much that a potential customer or a first-time person meeting me could get out of just going straight to my website. So I decided I wanted to create a magazine. So I bought the template in Etsy. Now, the magazine template that I bought, let me go to it here for you and let me show you. So the magazine template I bought was pink. It's right here. It's a pink magazine and it had a bunch of different pages. So obviously you can see here when you have something that has multiple pages, right? You can delete the page. So I have an option to delete it. Let's say I liked this page. I can duplicate it. So if you have something that you're doing multiples of, you can duplicate the pages. But just to show you, I basically took this magazine because I didn't want to have to reinvent the wheel. And from there, I designed this magazine. And I asked people to contribute. I highlighted a couple businesses that I like. I asked people to contribute. These businesses wrote articles. I asked them to write the articles and send them to me. And then I did all of the design and I put it all into CANVA, but somebody else did all of the work. I found this off of a blog for the March home checklist. And then I added a real estate section. So I added some of my company stuff, and then I added a market update. Now, to let you know, this market update was another template that I bought off of Etsy, and then I just manipulated a few different things. So there are a lot of people now that are selling CANVA templates. Etsy is a good place to purchase that from. Now, within CANVA also has where you could then take this, and when you come down here to more, there's lots of different applications that have now sort of partnered with CANVA. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're free, but they are applications that within CANVA, you can then send whatever it is that you've made. One of them is called hazing. So I'm going to take you to that. So what I did with this magazine was I then uploaded it into this site called hazing, which then made it into a flip book. So then now this magazine has come to life and it is now a flip book. So when I did my Facebook advertising and I was doing a branding ad and it asked for a link, it's the link that I got from hazing itself. So when I go to when you're in your actual dashboard of all of the different things, you would click on it and it has share or copy link. And that's the link that I ended up copying into, I ended up copying that link into my ad. Same thing goes with this buyer's masterclass. This is what I designed. And then as you'll see, I have a blank page, and I'm going to show you in a minute why I have blank pages. But this was something that I had worked on for a long time, and it was what I called a buyer's masterclass. One of the things that's really cool about hazing is that you can embed video you have to do it through Hazing. You can't do it through CANVA, but I basically took my CANVA PDF and I uploaded it to Hazing. Hazing is not free, but you can pay per flip book, or you can buy a couple flip books, and you can embed YouTube videos into your flip book. So I had created videos, I had put them on YouTube, and I had made them private. And then through Hazing, I was able to embed videos into the pages where I wanted them to be. And they're kind of like classes, is basically what they are. Another thing with Hazing is that for those of you that use Cloud CMA, it's one of our member benefits of SRAR. I love Cloud CMA. I designed an entire CMA, and I was able to send this out to clients, and I sent it to them like this. So this particular item I didn't create in Canva, but you can import. Again, maybe we need like a Canva 2.0 class where I could go over some of the more, some of the details that are kind of like a step up, but you can incorporate, you can add a PDF, you can upload PDFs into Canva now. You can even make them editable, things of that nature. So as you can see here, this housing update says Topeka housing update, right? So it's blue. So what I did was I just ended up going through, and I knew I wanted to manipulate my colors, and I went up here and I just changed all of the colors. Once I had one that was completed and the way I liked it, then I just went and duplicated the page. So then I was able to have one, I'll show you here. Now I was able to have one for each of the different areas, since I'm in Santa Clarita. So then I made one Newhall, I made one Valencia, I made one Saugus. So then I just kept duplicating it, and then I was able to make one for each of the new areas. Let me go back to the chat. Yeah, the housing update that I did, that was a template that I bought from Etsy, and then I just manipulated all of the colors. The templates can be saved on your computer. Yes, you can create postcards, you can create mailers. Yes, so here's something. It does check spelling, so you would have, the little red squiggly lines. So you can definitely check that out. Okay, animation. I'll make a note to go over animation. I will show the QR code one more time. Yes, you can make business cards. I bought the magazine template from Etsy, ETSY, Etsy.com. So, you buy you can buy gifts or handmade items, you can buy templates. So what I would do in Etsy is I would search Canva real estate templates, and you're going to get a ton. There's a ton of people that sell templates. I've even started creating some things. I even started creating some things myself that I was starting to consider selling. You cannot embed video in Canva. You can upload videos into Canva. So, if you record a video, I'll show you in just a minute what I did with the TikTok. Housing update was done in Canva, but I bought the template off of Etsy. I don't spend a lot of time creating content, if you think about it. And that's a very good question. A lot of my business is driven by social media. So I make sure that I am where everybody is and where the consumer is and people that follow me. So I ended up creating a following for myself where I have clients that will Facebook message me before they will text message me or call me. So I am on social media a lot, and I'm in front of everyone there. That's why it's always important to me that I like to make fun posts. I like to keep people entertained. So that's where I spend a lot of time. That's why I spend time on it, but I don't spend a lot of time. And that's why I love to get this information out to the masses, because as you could see, there are thousands of templates. So you don't really have to put a whole lot of thought into it, other than maybe knowing how to, other than knowing, you know, how to add your photo and add some of your personal information. Am I doing a monthly booklet? No, I decided I was just going to do the magazine quarterly, because that does take some time, and it takes some time to get businesses kind of motivated, and or sometimes finding the businesses that want to do it to get them to, you know, create the article for me. You want to make sure that you're in front of your clients, and you want to do it consistently. So there's been different variations of this through different brokerages, etc. I called it Love on Your Database. So basically what it is here's the first postcard, which is congratulations on your new home. I've enjoyed working with you. This would be something that you then, I've made it to where you don't have to do very much thinking. So you're basically going to delete this box right here and put your logo. You're going to click on this, and when I say delete this image, just click on it and hit delete, and the frame stays there. So then all you have to do is drag your, look at my pretty mama. You just have to drag your photo into there. And then you're just going to change all of your information here. Then it has need to fix things in your home. I would send this out maybe 3 months after they close escrow. And what it does is it just lets them know, hey, contact me, because through all of my years of experience, I know great painters or flooring people or electricians or plumbers. And in the first few months that they're in the house, they're going to realize they might need a referral for something. And I have a lot of clients that call me, and I want my clients to call me for referrals. So I always make sure that I remind everyone that knows me that they can call on me for not just real estate, that I have referrals that I can give over to them. Then this one would be at 6 months. Can you believe you've been in your home for 6 months? Now I talk about a QR code, and I talk about a house planner to keep you organized. There is a house planner that there's a couple house planners that you can purchase off of Etsy. And since you're using it for personal use, you can, most of the time, I always check for the person that I bought the planner from. I had asked her, if I buy this, can I be giving it to, you know, can I share it with my clients? I paid her a little bit more to have the rights, basically commercial rights, and she didn't charge me very much. And I paid to have the commercial rights to be able to share it with my clients. Or you could create your own, or you could purchase a template. Then the very last one is at 9 months, and it's just, hey, want to say hello? Do you know anyone else who's thinking of buying or selling? You know, give them over to me. And then the last one is 1 year in your new home and happy anniversary. So the whole idea behind this is that really you should do this for 3 years. So I've given you the first year, and I am encouraging you to play around with the platform and go ahead and design your next 2 years. Now, here's something that, you know, so here's a great example, right? So this I've already created for you basically, and the template is there. So that's where you can duplicate this. So if you're going to do the next couple of years, go ahead and duplicate the page as many times as you want to. Aside from that, down here where the percentage is, you've got where it has the number 13, because that's letting me know there's 13 pages. You can click on that and it shows all of your pages. So the 3 little lines, I can delete this page if I want, but then let's say I want to move this around. I can take this page and move it over here, or I could take this page and I can move it back over here. If you're doing something with multiple pages, you can go ahead and you can move things around. So if you don't like the way something is set up, this is a great way to be able to look at how the pages are laid out and designed. So that link is in the PDF that I put in the chat for everyone. I think that is pretty much it. The last thing I wanted to show, let me show everyone one more thing, because I do want to show you how you can use, I was playing around and I want to show you, oh, let me show you the TikTok first. Okay, so here I had picked a TikTok, I picked a TikTok template and I designed the template, and over here, that's where we saw with my uploads, you saw my video. So here's my videos. So I drug my video into it. And then I don't think, you might not be able to hear the sound. You might not be able to hear the sound, but I drug the video into the TikTok video. Then I downloaded it and uploaded it to TikTok. You can, here's another trim that is great about it. The beginning of this video, I can actually take it and I could trim that out, and that's where you use this bar here. So if you want to make a video shorter, so I can actually take it and I could trim that out, and that's where you use this bar. When it comes to the video stuff, shorter. There's a lot of things you can do in terms of editing, trim it. So within, when it comes to the video stuff, you can. So now there's a lot of things you can do in terms of editing, all within. We're gonna do something CANVA here. Okay, so I'm gonna just do. Let me show you really quick. We're gonna do background. Then I'm gonna take my picture. So I'm gonna just do, and I'm gonna this background. Drag it out here. Then I'm going to go to edit image. So let's say that and I'm gonna you have a picture of yourself, you don't like the background. I'm going to go to edit image. So let's design something and it has a background. you can have a picture of yourself, you don't like the background. Or let's say you want to make yourself design something like and it has a background. You can use the background. You can go here to background remover. It's going to remove. Or let's say you want to make yourself pop out of something like a circle. So then you can use the background remover. And it's going to remove the background of this picture within. So this makes it really cool too, because sometimes you might not want to do the circle frame like I did and have the background. So now within, so this makes it really cool too, because sometimes you might not want to do the circle frame like I did and have the background. So now, fun, so you know, I'm just here kind of floating to find a crystal ball. Or I was playing around having fun, and I'm going to resize my picture to find a crystal ball, so that it's only my head in the crystal ball. And now I'm a fortune teller, and I could tell everyone my picture that my prediction is it's only my head in the crystal ball. So, and now I'm a fortune teller, and I could tell everyone to be able to that my prediction is it's the background from your. So that's another feature if you want to be able to remove the background from. Copy and pasting the QR code. So basically, all it is whatever website, so whatever is in the search engine up here. So, you know, what I'll do is let me create a QR code for SRAR, right? So I'm going to just Control X for cut. I keep losing my little. I've opened this so many times. Okay, so you want to copy the URL. So whatever website it is, even if it's within your company portal, you just want to be able to copy the link of the website, and you're going to click QR code on the right hand side, and then Control V is pasting it. So then you should see the URL here. So you just have to make sure that the URL is exactly the URL you want it to go to. Then generate QR code. So not only, you know, so if it's, let's say it's a QR code you're always going to use, or it goes to your website, as you can see over here to the left, it automatically uploaded it to my images. And so it's going to stay there unless I delete it. and then it creates the QR code. You can resize the QR code. You can do whatever you would like with the QR code. You cannot change the background of the photo, unfortunately. So you can't, you can change the colors of images, and you can change some of the designs of the elements, but like for instance, my photo with the brown background, I wouldn't be able to change the background, no. I'm so glad everyone is happy with the presentation. And I'm glad, I hope I've inspired you, because I am just such a huge fan of this platform. And I really like, especially when it comes to the real estate, I love thinking outside the box. So with the magazine, with the buyer's class that I did, I created that buyer's class. I advertise it on social media. I also give it over to my buyers. So, you know, when I have first-time home buyers and they're a little nervous, I send that to them. I email them the link and I tell them to watch it. The videos are only a couple minutes, and that was kind of a little project that I had done and worked on at the beginning of COVID, because we didn't really know what was going to happen. So it gave me an opportunity to do that. And I send it to buyers, and if I get referrals for buyers, I send it to them. It gives them an opportunity to kind of learn about real estate, to learn the contract, the ins and outs of the real estate process. And it gives them an opportunity to just kind of know who I am and whether they want to, you know, work with me. Uploading a video is no different than if you uploaded a photo. So when you're over here in the uploads and you upload files, you would do it the same way. Wherever your video is saved, you're going to access that folder and upload it right here to Canva. It's just that Canva knows the difference between something being an image and something being a video. So it will move it over to the videos. You just have to know to toggle. Another great thing, so if you want to create a TikTok and you're doing it right within Canva, you can record yourself. So if you want to just do a quick recording and you hit record yourself, you can go ahead and record yourself right within Canva to go into your TikTok template. The QR code, so over here on the left-hand side is where you have like elements, uploads, text. All this is if you don't see on the left-hand side, if you don't see QR code or this Google Maps or any of these other things here, it's because you need to scroll further down. When you see a gray bar like this, it means that you need to scroll down and you go to more. So when you click more, then you can see here, it says create something new, and here's the QR code button. And then it's just a matter, oh, here's Giphy. So yes, whoever asked, it looks like you can create one. What you end up having to do is all of these things here, you have to click on it, and you're actually going to basically connect the accounts together. So some of them do require that you have to pay for them, and then others don't. Some are free. But like with Google Maps, you can embed a Google Map into a picture flyer, or again, if you're doing kind of an open house flyer like I was doing. This gives you all of the different options of where you want to import your media from. I use Dropbox, so I have my Dropbox linked to it, so you can even just import it directly by using all of these here. So if you don't have the QR code on the left-hand side, you just got to make sure you click more and click on it. Once you click on it, then it's going to stay over here on your left-hand side. So it kind of keeps track of what it is that you use. Yes, you do not need to go anywhere else. When I had talked about going elsewhere for the QR codes, was just because I wanted to do something cutesy, and that's where the QM, I think it was QM-me came from, that it created this cute little QR code that had the little scan me. But I mean, this is just as fine if you want. And when you go to edit image, sometimes you can put frames around them. You know, you could make it however you want, or like you could do this little smart mock-up with the phone and then it puts the QR code. I don't think that that would make it really scannable though. So I would just keep the QR code as it is, and you could, you know, search your own kind of frames, or I think you can even put it into a frame. Let's see here. Oh, whoops. I've never tried that to see if you can drag it into a frame, because it is a picture. Yeah, you can't drag it into a frame. And I think that's because it would then take away some of the elements to be able to have it be scannable. Yes, you can save whatever you want as a JPEG. So when you go to the share here and you download, this gives you all of the different ways that you can save things. So yes, I was wrong. I didn't even see. You can make yourself a GIF if you want. From there, I don't know how you get it over to be able to post on social media, but you can make yourself a GIF within Canva. If there's any of my crafty friends, so I love to craft, I have a Cricut. I have designed some things and I have saved it as an SVG. And when you save it as an SVG, you can upload it to your Cricut design space. Yes, hazing.com is an account that you have to sign up for. They have a free version of it. I think you can only make like 1 or 2 flip books, and it's going to have like a little hazing logo in the lower left-hand corner under the free version. When you pay for it, I ended up paying for it so that I could embed the videos in the buyer class that I did. And then I also paid for it because it allowed me to put I have my Just Me and the SCV logo. So it allowed me to put my logo, and it allowed me to like add some other design elements and make it more personalized. So, you know, you can definitely make a few flip books for free through Hazing. Yes, you could save the QR code as a JPEG and add a frame to it. Absolutely. Yeah, so hazing.com is that one. Okay, I think I made it through all of the chat. Okay, no, you have to design your own content. So on the content planner, you know, it's basically just giving you a little bit of inspiration, right? It's like telling you what day it is. And Pinterest is a great place to look as well, because I used to search like July national days, and there's all these marketing firms that will post stuff, and you could see a picture where it'll say like July 1st is National Ice Cream Day, July 2nd. So, you know, again, you don't have to be creative. It's just knowing all of the places to go to be able to find things. You have to pay for Canva. It's not available through SRAR. There is a free version, and there's quite a bit that you can do with the free version. It limits maybe some of the elements that you can use, and it limits some of the templates. But even the free version, I used the free version for a while until I wanted to really up my game. But I used the free version at first just to really kind of tiptoe and see if it did everything that I needed and wanted it to do before I ended up paying for Pro. I'm glad that everyone enjoyed this. Canva, you pay for the entire year. I don't know if they have a monthly. I just end up paying for the entire year. So I think that that's the best thing to do. And you should be able to resize things. Yeah. Oh, okay. Somebody did comment. They pay monthly and it's $13. So you probably get a little bit of a discount. I think it saves you like $12 if you pay for the year. So I do know it's $120 for the year. So it'd probably be $12 or $13 a month. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining me today. I'm glad we were able to do this for a second time. I'm glad that you want to use Canva and that you're inspired by it. And, don't be afraid and don't be intimidated. Go out there, have a great time. Look through all of the templates because it really is endless what you can do. You can make presentations. If you're going to make presentations for clients, you can make open house signs, you can make flyers, you can make picture flyers, you can make postcards, you can make invitations. So, go out there, have fun, and create content. Please, thank you, everyone.